Hello Tubesters, it's Gavin. Yes, I'm back again. You can't get rid of me, just like the flies at this time of year. Anyway, today we are looking at, and I'm trying to look at it without my glasses, the Oiran bust from Alexandros Models, which is Alexandros Models, isn't it? Yeah. I believe a Spanish company. It says Barcelona. Resin bust. Quite complicated in the sense of, now I want to sneeze, the bits and pieces that stuck to it, but still trying to stop sneezing. But so far very enjoyable. I've made a couple of mistakes already on it, not on the painting side, on the prep side. The super glued the torso, the head, shoulder bit slots in. There is a gap, I think I said before, there's a gap at the back that needs filling. But I still managed to get super glue in places it shouldn't have got. I put some super glue debonder stuff on, but I've still not made a great job of it. Is what it is, as they say. I just needed to move on. But I am enjoying the painting. She went from going to be yellow base kimono, or at least the main outside kimono. I think there's 3, and that might have been 2 there, 3. It went from a yellow kimono to a pink one, basically because I always find that Vallejo, some of their paints, and this is the model paints, not the. You tend to find that the game paints can be a bit more satiny finished. I don't varnish my display figures, busts, larger figures. They're all just neat paint, if you want to put it that way. So you need to know what paint's going to work for you for a particular thing. And although this is a silk kimono, I've not gone for texture on this one, as I did with the pilot. You could go to town with the leathers and stuff like that. I've looked into it, and I'm going to just keep this one a straight paint, so there's no texture on the fabric at all. Because I did when I looked at the silk, yeah, you can get a shine to it. You can get some which is more like cotton, like a bit more flatter, I suppose, if you want to put it that way. But yeah, so from the yellow kimono, Vallejo paints are quite have a shine on them. It's not all of them, but I find the yellows do, the blues do, and occasionally the greens, but mainly the blues, the reds. The reds as well. Blue, red, and yellow. I often find have a slight shine to them, sheen to them, which is fine doing war games painting. You're going to be matte coating it anyway, but for busts and things like that, unless you're going to want that shine, I tend to steer away from them. So of course I've got several yellows for my commission painting and for when I'm painting figures to sell for my war games, but I just got one, because if I try and get down here into this box, because I've got nowhere else to keep it at the moment, I invested in probably about 8, 9 next generation 3D, what do they call them? It is. No, it isn't. It's brand new formula, 3rd generation from AK. I just wanted to try them out, and I just had to get one yellow one. Well, from what I've painted on so far, and I've used it on some war games figures I'm painting as well at the moment, I couldn't see a shine in that. So I'll know more when I do larger areas, but so far, and that is the radiant yellow. And that's the only yellow I've got, but as we all know, you just mix them up and you'll get the colours you want. But I went with pink instead, because I happened to have a fair few pink and I knew they wouldn't go shiny on me. Vallejos. The greens on them, what have I used? Again, I've had several. I needed more greens in my paint collection, as if I haven't got enough. But I've got, now I do the mod scale modelling as well. The paint I've got, but some is lacquer and things like that, but different shades of greens and that. So at the moment I've got from the AK 3rd generation We've got grass green. That is a really nice bright green, slightly yellow to it, but very nice. Slightly flatter, you've got the algae green and a lizard green. I actually got these more for doing green Napoleonic uniforms, believe it or not. So sorry, dive bomb by a fly then. Yeah, so that's what I've been using on those, and a Vallejo green as well. Actually, after me saying they're shiny, I have got a deep green in there as well. So join me up the bench. I think I've thoroughly confused myself and you guys at the same time, and we'll take a look. Alright guys, thanks for joining me at the bench as always. As you can see, we don't have a huge amount done. Let's see if we can tilt her up to the camera slightly. And as usual, we've got the, let's just dull that down a bit. Right. Yeah, I've started painting the front, as you can see. The idea is that this is Vallejo's Sunset Red, I believe, yeah, Sunset Red, mixed in with lots of others. There's bits of purples, some, obviously I'm not talking about the flowers, more the background, just to shadow it. There's different colours in there for shading and highlighting and that. And I didn't particularly want it to be as light as the outer kimono. This is the second kimono, and you can just see the white there under the lights is the third one, which hasn't been touched yet. It's all going to be floral, as you can see. These are Gav's flowers, nothing. I mean, I have rough ideas and things that I wanted to follow with them. I've lost my train of thought as usual. This outer section, we'll call it. I wanted these circles, or they're not circles, they're like little geometric designs which look more like circles from this distance. Basically because I'm not very good. I wanted them literally sitting under very faint, so I've been going over them, but now I've gone over them too far and they're looking quite dull really. So I'm probably going to get some darker paint to bring them out in places, and then add another couple of highlights yet again. Has been a bit of a nightmare, not a nightmare, but it's just been going to and fro trying to get what I want. As you can see, there's more shadows going to be put in there. Well, I don't think I've put hardly any shadows in there yet, but I'm not going to put any flowers in there. I don't think. It'll just be darker than it is in places. But yeah, it's maybe a photograph might make it look slightly better. It looks a bit better without the bright lights as much. But yeah, definitely the colour, it's roughly where I want it to be now. I'd seen one of these on a kimono, but obviously it was a different colour as well. But I haven't got the skill set yet to really bring it off very well. But I will try, keep trying and working on that until I'm satisfied with what I can get out of it. This is just roughly blended at the moment. It's really just a work in progress. It'll be fairly white at the bottom and going up in gradients to the darker colours, and then we shall have flowers around here going up there. I might put a cluster in the centre there, I'm not sure yet, but and obviously for the same for the other side. I haven't even done that side, that's worse, as you can see. So in the transitions here, we're going to start putting some glazes in, just so it's not such a rough transition. But again, the patterns will hopefully take a lot of it up as well. I think the OB, which is this great big band bow sash here, I'm leaning to doing that black with some gold embroidered flowers on it as well. You'll see the pattern here, flowers. There's flowers, well, we've got flowers in her hair. It's not a traditional kimono. I've tried my best. I've spent ages and ages trying to look kimonos, roughly read up on them and that. But at some stage, you just need to pick the figure up and start painting. You know, you can only go so far. So yeah, that's what we've got. As I say, it's I'm not 100% tied down to the other colours yet. It would have been nice to have this outer edge white, because a lot of them, not always, but a lot of them are. But I'm just wondering, because this is going to be, they put their white makeup down, you know, from the face down here, I believe. Whatever's on show, or at least down here. If it's a natural, well, skin tone later. I mean, the hands will be a natural skin tone, so like a Japanese skin tone, or a Southeast Asian, whatever you want to call it. But you don't really see Oiran when they're on formal parades, and the modern parades are just people pretending to be Oiran, just keeping the tradition alive of the parades and things. Obviously, they weren't all sensual, if you want to call it like that. You know, off the shoulder. You know, it was up over the shoulder and down, so you wouldn't actually see that part. I think the box artist, I believe has gone for, although it's in shadow, that it's gone for a white skin tone. So I don't know. I'm not 100% sure on that yet. I probably will do an artistic white, just because trying to keep it. You've got to really know your business to be able to say yes, that's going to be down to a certain point. So I think it'll just be easier and more artistic to keep it white all over. Not a startling white, but and then so this outside edge of the kimono, which goes around and down here, well, obviously it'd be white. It just wouldn't work for me anyway. So and I'm not sure what this outside one's going to be yet. We shall see. I'm having enough trouble doing this one. So yeah, so we're going like with a pink fading into white, or an off, you know, like a pink tinge white, black obi, and that's about it really. And as I say, I really don't know yet with the two collars, if we call them that. I'm not sure with those yet. And then obviously the flowers will probably pick up colours in the kimono itself. That's the idea anyway. Can we get out a bit? Yeah, we can. So thanks a lot for joining me on the update. I won't keep boring you. I'll only bore you with them when I've got another decent chunk actually completed. So I think probably the next one I'm going to show you will have this outer kimono painted completely, you know, and I would have sorted this green out. It'll either look better than it does, or it won't. But we'll do something with that outside edge. A couple of flowers just need a bit of cleaning up as well. But yeah, the next one I think you'll see is all this painted, the arms, material painted, and floral designs and whatever. So thanks for taking a look. I understand that bust painting isn't for everybody, and especially, you know, as I do mainly military history and that, Oiran busts may not be your thing, but I like, as I say, I like Japanese history and culture, and I've always wanted to paint something like this with all the floral designs on. So before we go back to another military historical bust of some description, look after yourselves, guys. Keep going with the projects, whether they are figure painting of all descriptions, model building of all descriptions. We'll catch each other very soon on another video.